SMT Nation, welcome back to the channel. Take a look at CEO of AT&T, John Stankey's head. It is shaven. He has no hair. This is very unusual. Randall Stevenson, the former CEO, would have never done this, but CEO John Stankey said that if they hit their goals for the year, he would shave his head, and he followed through. This is why AT&T is better today than they were a couple of years ago. This guy's hitting all the right buttons. He's hitting all the right strings, striking all the right chords. Followed through on his promise, and this is one of the reasons why, in a microcosm, why AT&T is better today. They still have their problems. They're not perfect. I'm just saying they're growing. They're still making money, and he's been making the right calls, and here he is with the shaved head following through. His employees, they believe in that. All right, seriously. I know it seems, juvenile or whatever, but this is facts. All right, anyways, moving on to the real stuff. AT&T's 5G build-out. Let's talk about their spectrum assets that they've purchased in the most recent two spectrum auctions. C-band, right? 3.7 gigahertz, spectrum auction 107. And then the 3.45 gigahertz, most recent DoD auction, spectrum auction 110. AT&T gave us some stuff today in their earnings report. All right, so it was a good quarter. We knew about those details. We'll talk more about that in the podcast, but they're going to take their execution to the next level, according to CEO John Stankey. All right, he spoke to what they've done with their spectrum assets acquisitions. All right, so they spent $27 billion in spectrum auction 107. They spent $9 billion in spectrum auction 110. Combined, I think what you're looking at is by splitting up those auctions, my calculations, I think they saved between $9 and $12 billion estimated. That $9 to $12 billion can be spent on deploying the gear and upgrading the network. So those synergies that T-Mobile is always talking about, here's AT&T exercising true synergies here. All right, now what they're going to be doing is they're going to be focusing on what's called a one-touch build. We throw that term around very often. What this means is they climb the tower once with all the gear that they need to install. So they got 40 megahertz of block AC band that they kind of are using through the Verizon assets. And then once the BC clears, they'll go all their own BC, and then they give Verizon that 40 megahertz back. Meanwhile, simultaneously, they're going to do the 40 megahertz of the 3.45 from Spectrum Auction 110. So in combination, this year, we're going to be seeing 80 megahertz of spectrum in the 3 gigahertz range. They're going to go ahead and climb those towers, upgrade all the sites, 4G LTE and 5G, and put up gear that can broadcast the entire 3 gigahertz. So they're going to put up the band 14 for FirstNet, the AWS stuff, the WCS, the band 30, and then they're going to go ahead and put up the gear. They're going to try to do all 70,000 cell towers, over the course of the next couple of years. We'll see if they can achieve that. Their capex did increase. This is really good. This is how you know they are going to be hitting the ground running and doing those upgrades. So it's on its way. The issue is they've got a little bit of delay in supply chain to be able to upgrade with gear that does the entire 3 gigahertz for both types of spectrum. They don't want to climb and put extra gear and have to go back and forth all the time. So you may have to be a little bit patient, and unfortunately, I have to report that, but it is going to be helping their bottom line, and they're able to kind of streamline their costs and make it work for their company. They can stay profitable and they can stay competitive in pricing. So I think that's what we're seeing here. And again, they had a big quarter, right? They added 1.3 million postpaid nets. I think phones, it was like 930,000 or something, 950,000. So it was huge, but this is what you can expect to see. There's going to be a few months of a lull, and then they're going to hit the ground running. They probably will not match Verizon because of this delay, though. Verizon's probably going to have more pops this year, probably double at some point this year. And then next year, I think they'll probably close the gap a little bit. And then within like 2 years, it'll probably be even. I think Verizon and AT&T will have the same pops of coverage in the mid-band dedicated 5G channels. It's going to be fast, though. It's on its way. You just got to be patient. They're making it work. The same way T-Mobile made it work with the spending, you got to do it the right way for their company, and that's what they're doing. Meanwhile, Verizon, pedal to the metal currently, right now. Let me know what you guys think of this. Sound off in the comment section below. You're all the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Please do like and share. Subscribe for more. Turn on the bell notifications to never miss an upload. Links in the description box for my Twitter handle, my email address, and the Patreon page. Support us. Get early access to content not found anywhere else, and discounts on Los Mobile just for supporting us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.